not being able to find much information online about what it's like to work with a PA, how you're supposed to induct them. But I just thought, as usual, I'll try and solve that problem for us.
Absolutely not.
Today, there's been 7 emails come in about recruitment. The focus, the vision, the 10-year goal of your business. Do they get it? Really frustrated me when I was trying to get one because I was like, what? How does this work? Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, wherever it is where you are. It is a Monday morning for me. I'm bringing the Monday morning energy. The sun's shining, the tank is clean. It is 6 o'clock in the morning. It is monk mode. I had a lovely, productive reset routine weekend. The food shop's just been delivered, so I feel very like I've got my shit together, if you know what I mean. And it's my PA's first day today. I inducted her on Friday, which was very, very fun, and it's her first proper day today, and so I thought I would document the process. I have found it really interesting while I've been looking for a PA, while I've been looking to get a PA, and it's worth saying I've had lots of help before. Like in my personal team at the moment, I have 2 full-time team members. So Tamsin does everything digital marketing and Annabella does everything business development. But up until this point, I've never had a dedicated person. And especially this is a PA, not an exec assistant. And a PA does everything. She's literally going to be doing everything for my life. So I'm so excited. But one of the things that I really struggled with was not being able to find much information online about like what it's like to work with a PA, how you're supposed to induct them. And so I just thought, as usual, I'll try and solve that problem for us. So one of the first key things that I did was during the recruitment process, it was very, very, very important that I found the right person. And I actually spoke to a few friends who had been PAs in their earlier careers and said to them, like, what do I need to know? And they basically said, you need to set the very clear expectations with this person that they, for all intents and purposes, do not have a job. Like their job is you, and you need to be very protective of their time to make sure they never get a job. You don't want them to ever have a workload. You don't want them to have recurring tasks that don't relate specifically to you. Their job is making your life nice. And so that was a very big part of the recruitment process. And I found my person, and in a very wholesome, beautiful, wonderful series of events, the person I've recruited to be my PA is actually the 2023 bursary recipient, Stacey. So I run a bursary scheme which supports people who want to become accountants but can't afford to do so. And as part of the mentorship program in 2023, Stacey won a year's mentorship with me. And so during that time, we spent a lot of time together. She really got to understand the way that I work. I got to meet her family. Her children call me Auntie Rach. And it's just been this lovely experience of us getting to know each other. And when I was recruiting for this role, I genuinely just couldn't think of anyone better. So it's been really nice, actually. I inducted her on Friday, and so I'm not sure if anyone's ever worked with or inducted anyone that they've worked with before, and it felt nice. It felt very like calm and relaxed, and I think very often one of the hardest bits about working out how to work with someone is when you don't know them. And so this was a really nice opportunity to just really get into that relationship a little bit faster because we already know each other. So the first thing that I did was be very explicit to everyone that I interviewed and just said, like, this is the role. I need someone who's my teammate. Like, we are a team and together we do my job, but we are teammates. That was the first thing that I did. The second thing that I did was let my emails run up a bit. So you guys know, it's still early. You guys know that I run on inbox 0. I clear my inbox at all times. I let it run up a bit last week and took out the urgent, took out the important, and it actually terrified me. It was a really good exercise for me to do because so much of what I do does not have to be me because I've left it for a week and no one died. So I've currently got 114 emails in my inbox, which was interesting. And then the third thing that I did was give her full access to my calendar and inbox. Obviously she signed contracts, she signed an NDA, so it's fine. She won't actually be like jumping into my inbox and doing stuff for me, at least for the first week. I am going to be drip feeding stuff to her, but I did want like something in place to help her, especially when if I give her a task and she's not sure how to answer an email, she can just go in and see how I would answer it by looking at old emails. I wanted her to have that as well. So she's set up on her own email address, and for the purpose of this week, we have set some goals Goal for week 1 is to respond to 10 emails and actually do one completely without my approval. I think she will definitely do that before Friday, but I want to start good. And she's also working on this week building the playbook for email templates, processes, and guides. So I'll just show you. Within every area of the business, and this is specifically within accountancy, we keep processes for Strivex, but we keep them in a different way. But this is specifically for accountancy. I have these playbooks for every single different part of the business. And so a really big part of her job is building these systems and processes into the business. So every single task that she does at the same time as doing the task, she will be writing processes, writing email templates, and recording exactly how to do everything in the world of Rachel. So we are in monk mode, and so I'm gonna just run through my inbox and just delegate tasks to her. I've set up an email category called her name, so as I am flying through my inbox I can categorize them, and then I'm just gonna hand bits and bobs over to her as we go. So I will keep you updated. Guys, it is a Friday night. It is 8:30. I am at my desk, and this might not be what you're expecting in a video about me talking about getting a PA. But I am just having a very strange experience where I'm at my desk and I really wanted to pick up the camera because I paid my PA for the first time today, and this genuinely, we make thousands and thousands of payments every month. The payroll bill's about £500,000 a year. This payment, I paid her and I literally was like, this is the biggest bargain I've ever had in my life. I just feel like the value for money that I'm getting from this experience is just a 12 out of 10. And so I thought I'd fill you in. But Stacey and I basically have been working together tirelessly, Stacey way more than me, to build playbooks into the business, into my role as a person. So every single thing that she does, she is building rules, operating procedures, manuals, templates, email templates, and checklists. So everything that she is doing got like a foolproof plan, so that if ever it's not her in that role before, I have this Bible that's this asset that I have to be able to give to somebody else. And so my top tip, and this doesn't just come from working with Stacey, and it's worth saying that Stacey is brand new. She's never been a PA before. She's literally brand new to this. All of this comes from my experience of having a team, a business, and having built an infrastructure that is unlike anything you will have seen before. Like, the inside of our business is wild, like actually wild. The systems, the templates, the processes, the working papers, the operating procedures, it runs like a machine, a well-oiled machine. And so it's been so fun to create a brand new job role with a brand new person and do the really deep, like, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. If you go slow at the beginning, you are going to be rapid in a month's time, and you've got the safety and the freedom to go slow because you are helping me. Anything you are doing is helping me, and even if you're doing it slowly and writing systems and making email templates at the same time, all of it is helping. So that's how we've been operating for the last few weeks. We've obviously built all of these playbooks into, I was gonna say the business, but it's not the business, it's my life. And I feel almost emotional. I don't feel emotional, I feel almost emotional at how my life feels different, at how much headspace I have, at how much compassion I have for myself for the level that I've been operating at for such a long time with no help. And when I tell you, there is so much. Stacey helps me with so much. And it's obviously fantastic, but it's almost soul destroying of like how much of the role didn't have to be me. And my job, my actual job, is to sit on boards of like multi-million pound companies and non-profits, and I tell people to do this stuff every day. I tell them to delegate, I tell them to outsource, I tell them to work out their charge out rate, and if they can delegate for less than that, to delegate. I tell them to colour code their diary and work out what tasks they're doing that means that they can operate at the next level. And I wasn't doing any of the things because I was too busy to do the things, and now I'm not busy. Yeah, James and I are about to head off in the morning to Manchester. We're running the Manchester half marathon this weekend, and it's going to be a busy one, so I'm just catching up on some stuff before we head up to Manchester. So obviously lovely, fun, wholesome things this weekend, like the half marathon, but then next week we are inducting 2 members of staff. I'm travelling straight from Manchester to London for an AAT board meeting, very intense, and so I actually thought I would show you what Stacey's tasks currently look like. I'm literally right now taking a snippet of her inbox, and I'm gonna put it on screen. So here's a screenshot. This is what Stacey's inbox looks like right now. And she is a pocket rocket. So she's currently working 3 hours a day. We actually had a chat. So she's working 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. Actually had a chat today where she came to me and was like, I feel like I'm making loads of progress, but I feel like I'm just clearing the decks. I'm not getting into like some of the bigger tasks that you need me to do. Do you want me to do more hours? This is the capacity that I have. So that could change. She's still quite new to the role and new to me. And so I am currently drip feeding her tasks. So when things come into my inbox, I am sending a separate email to her with instructions, with process improvements, with a please can you turn this into an email template and then tweak it and then send it back to this person. So with every single email, she's been given like pretty solid instructions. Obviously the long-term plan is that she will be able to just jump straight into my inbox and grab stuff from me. And I don't think we're too far away from that, but I think that's actually why she was keen to say like, can I do a bit more hours to get on top so then I can start being proactive? I think that's what's happened. But it'll be interesting, like next week, I'm literally back to, I mean, I was gonna say I'm back to back, as if I'm not normally back to back, but when I'm in Manchester, it is just at another level because just the pace of life and like the responsibilities that we have, and we're very often trying to like meet suppliers and meet contacts that we have in Manchester, and so quite a few of the evenings where I would normally catch up on some work and or get an early morning, I either can't get an early morning because I need to get my sleep in because the sleep comes before everything else, or like we're going out in the evenings for like dinner with suppliers. I know, very hard life, but it just means that level of like, it takes me being like, can we do this, can we do this, can we do this? So it might actually change next week. She might be more like jumping into my inbox and helping. At the moment I'm drip feeding the tasks, and when I send her an email, I put one of these 5 categories in the subject heading. So either diary blocks, meeting to book, quick ticks, recruitment and tasks. And I just thought I'd go through what all of these different categories are because this might be very boring content to some people. It is not boring content for me, and when I tell you that if I'd had this before, everything I just would have been like, oh, that's how it works, cool, I can do the same. Whereas literally no one talks about having a PA. So diary blocks are things that I have agreed to, or where I started the conversation with someone before she started, that some sort of detail has been finalised. So this one specifically is a speaking gig. I've been in conversations with this brand for ages. I've already been in conversations with them, but it's been confirmed today. And so I've sent it to her and asked her to block the time out in my diary. And I'm also putting specific instructions when I say this is a speaking gig. It's a remote speaking gig, and so I need 60 minutes blocked out in my diary for the speaking gig. But I need 30 minutes blocked out beforehand to set up, do a tech check and get all my lights set up. And I need 30 minutes blocked out afterwards in case it overruns, because I cannot have like a speaking gig and then another meeting straight away. Like I need half an hour block. I'd also say a big part of me getting my well-being back is having someone else block my time out for me. Because if this was me, I would do that initially. I'd have half an hour, and then another half an hour. And then like the week before, someone that I need an urgent meeting with would be like, can you do immediately after? And I'd be like, sod it, yeah. And I'd go from doing that into something else. I'd need a wee, I'd feel stressed, it'd be rubbish. Whereas Stacey is literally the gatekeeper of my well-being and my time. And so if I say to her now, can you block out 30 minutes the meeting and then 30 minutes after, no one else is getting in my diary. And I'd say that's probably one of the best bits. As somebody who's very much a yes person, Stacey's saying no. And she's saying no for me, whereas when I say yes for them. So it's been very interesting. So those are diary blocks. Yeah, they're just things I've agreed to in advance. They're getting blocked out of my diary. Or like tasks, sometimes if I have a task to do, like I have a task that I want to do, I'll email it to her as a diary block and say, can you block 2 hours out of my diary, attach this to the task, call it this, and categorize it as deep focus. So I color code my diary so that I can see how much of the working week is dedicated to deep focus tasks that are actually improving my business, and I'm aiming to visually be able to see more improvement of that over time. That's why I'm color coding it, not because I'm a psychopath. So that's another reason I would use diary blocks. Meetings to book are meetings to book. So there's a brand that have asked for a catch up. There is a client who sent me a DM this week that I want to spend some like complimentary free non-chargeable time with. I asked her to do that. There's a podcast that I need to get booked in, and there is a networking event that I've been asked to do or I've agreed to do, and so that needs to get booked as well. Quick ticks are, I have found a makeup artist that I really like the style of. side quest. I struggle a bit with makeup artists. I've had my makeup done before for like speaking gigs or events or TV, and I do struggle because I mentioned in another vlog recently that I only have one look, and it's my makeup is on. Either my makeup is on or my makeup is off. There is no in between, because I'm just like not that good at doing my own makeup, and I'm not bad at it, but like I'm definitely not good. You know, when you see some people and you're like, wow, either they've gone for the light look that looks like they're not wearing anything at all, and I'm like, why does my skin not look like that? Because you cannot be wearing any makeup. Or they've gone full glam. I don't have that spectrum. It's just on or off. So I found a makeup artist that I like the look of, because I do struggle. Like sometimes makeup artists are like too jazzy for me, and if they do my makeup, I'm like, no, I think I look like a drag queen. Like, it's too much. Like, you've not listened to the assignment. But I also just say yes all the time, so I end up with very, very bad makeup. So I found a makeup artist that I like the look of. Again, I am doing more and more and more like press and TV appearances, and so would love to have somebody like in my black book. And again, Stacey's role is about building this playbook of like, if I get a call tomorrow and we're doing TV, this is the list of people that you ring. This is where we're driving, this is where we're parking, this is the car that you're gonna call, this is the makeup artist, this is my stylist, we're going. And so I just found someone on Instagram, emailed her the link and said, I want her on standby in case I get booked for shoots. Can you inquire, see what her fees are, see where she's based, see what the travel would look like, how much notice does she need, all of the fun stuff, so that we can do it in an emergency, just some like admin tasks and some, yeah, just very quick tick admin. Then we have a lot of emails for recruitment. So today, there's been 7 emails come in about recruitment, whether it's me saying like, can you do some interview follow-up with this person? Can you progress this person to the next stage? Can you reject this person? All of the way through to other people replying to her questions. We have email templates to like check if the role is commutable, to check if they've got specific experience because it's not clear on their CV. She's firing out all of these email templates and people are coming back, so there's been 7 just in one day. And this is actually since she finished at 12, so that's just been in the half of this day. She's had 7 emails. That's been interesting. So lots of recruitment, but again, it's this stuff, like, it just makes me sad. Like, I was literally getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to schedule interviews and do all of this stuff, and I feel like I've been letting myself down a bit, in that like Stacey is so fantastic and it's just helping me so much. And then the other is tasks, so she's got some deep focus tasks to get done. One is, I mentioned in the first video, like one of the first things that I did was build an ideal diary of what I wanted my schedule to look like, and she is continuously working at moving existing recurring meetings that are in my diary to make sure that they align with my ideal week, which is amazing. Anyone who does meetings with clients, or like anyone who works in professional services, I feel like this is next level. Like, when I asked her to do this task, I was like, is this illegal? I had an onboarding meeting with a client this week, and it was an hour-long meeting, and we AI call transcribe all of our meetings for training and monitoring purposes, and so that the client can watch it back as well. Like, we cover a lot of stuff in that time, so the clients like to have it as well. And I have sent her the AI transcript, said, here's the transcript, here are the action points that I wrote down during the call, and here is the email template that we fill in after the meeting to make sure all of our points are hit. Can you, with some help of our friend, can you use ChatGPT and help you pull together from the call transcript, from my action points, populate the automatic email template, and then send it back to me with specific points for my action? So fill in the email template, but tell me, after having read the whole thing, what I actually need to do to then go in, fill the email in, and send it to the client. That's where I feel like, oh, we're operating at another level. And then finally, a fun one is Valentine's. So I've booked an Airbnb for James and I. We're going away just shortly after Valentine's Day, and I've asked her to just do a bit of research on like the area that we're going to. I don't want her to book anything. Like, James and I love not really having plans when we go away, but I've asked her to just pull together just a bit of research. Again, like what I would normally do, but normally I do it like on the way where it feels a bit stressful, or like the night before in the bath. And so yeah, she's just going to do some research on like the location, the venue, food places, dog walks, activities, just nice things. So I'm excited to see what she comes up to with that, because we're very like similar personality types, we're very similar people, so I think she'll do a really good job. So that's her inbox. I thought you guys would like that, because that is literally the content that I needed before. And so yeah, at the moment Stacey has more emails in her inbox than I do, which I feel like is a bit of a claim to fame. And yeah, paid her for the first time today. Just felt like it was amazing value for money. And I wanted to read you something that Stacey wrote. So this is in our Bible. So I have spoken before on social media about I always try and treat myself like a little houseplant. So if I'm having a stressful day, I have to make sure that I have like gone outside, got some fresh air, got some direct sunlight, I'm taking some deep breaths, and I'm drinking a lot of water, and I have to treat myself like a little houseplant. And if I'm stressed and I do all of those things and I'm still stressed, there probably is actually something to stress about. But 99% of the time you do all of those things and you're like, actually, I'm not that stressed. So I always talk about that like a lot. I've said it on Instagram a few times, and in Stacey's notes in the playbook it says it's so cute. This playbook is called The World of Rachel, and it says Rachel is a houseplant, and it is your job as a greenhouse to protect her precious time and energy whilst creating the optimal conditions for her to survive, thrive, and grow. You are a greenhouse, and she is the houseplant. Oh. Yeah. Hands off. She's mine, because I've found the perfect one. It's been mad, it's been a lot, but I'm just so excited. And I would say as well, like, Stacey definitely started at a time where there's a lot going on. And so not only am I like, oh gosh, imagine how stressed I'd be if she wasn't here, I'm also like, wow, this is a lot. So yeah, 2025 was the year of delegation and getting a PA. I just got an agent for the first time, just because of the volume of TV stuff that we are getting at the moment is going up, and like brand stuff as well is kicking off. So all very exciting. 2025 is the year of delegation, and I wanted to come down and give you a TED talk on the second and third weeks of working with Stacey. So I'm excited to keep you updated. Okay, guys, my PA has been working for me for 2 months, and I don't know if I look different, but I definitely feel different. So I'm going to do a complete 101 of what it's like to work with a PA. I thought I'd start with, if I could bottle this and sell it, you guys would, oh my God, give me so much money. So this is basically the world of me. You can see down the side here, I have got the Bible, the action points of next time we speak. So this is how me and my PA talk to each other. We've got playbooks, which are literally playbooks of how to do everything within my business. We have got how-to guides, which are how to clear junk emails, how to do travel, the world of Rachel, the world of James, how to respond to inquiries, how to send me follow-ups, how to follow the process for follow-up interview notes, how to book in time for a health check, how to invite, blah, 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 blah. You get the idea. So that's the Bible 101 of exactly how I work with my PA. And so from very early on of having a PA, I worked out what I wanted my diary to look like. And this is the Bible of like deep focus work, filming, admin, investing, PR, mop the week, all of these things. So from very early on, I wanted her to get my diary to look like this and tried to map out a bit of a job description for her as well. The next time we speak tab has become crucial. There is a lot more on this page, but I've just had to move it down because a lot of it is like sensitive. You can't see it. Sorry. Sorry. This is how we speak to each other. So I normally on this sheet have next time we speak, then it's points for your action. That's me talking to her, points for my action, and then quick ticks for approval. And this is basically how me and Stacey talk to each other. I try and keep my inbox very light, especially from Stacey, because we talk to each other a lot. And so this is me word vomiting. The system that we use is called Loop. It's the Microsoft version of Notion. And I actually have the Loop app on my phone, which I love because it means that I can word vomit, and I love a word vomit. I can voice notes. This message specifically, I actually voice noted over the weekend. I was just driving and I thought of something, and so I sent her a voice note on Loop, and it just transcribed it into that tab. And then if I just show you like a how-to guide, this is just some word vomit that I've made on like how to go through my junk emails. Again, most junk emails are junk, but sometimes they're not. And so I've just written processes for her to be able to go through my junk emails, delegate action, work out what scam or phishing, promotions, all of those things, and then filter out anything that actually does look like a missed opportunity, media related, journalist, PR, client, potential client, event invitation, or looks urgent or is from a known sender. And so this is like a 101 of exactly how we've been working with each other. I mentioned earlier on in this video that the scaling mantra that we've operated for the last 5 years has been slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And I definitely think that my journey with my PA has very much been a testament to that mantra. And so I asked you guys on Instagram what questions you've got as part of closing off this video. I actually think just talking more about what it looks like, what it feels like, helps everybody, because so few people talk about having a PA. It really frustrated me when I was trying to get one, because I was like, what? How does this work? So the most common question that actually came up 3 times was, how do you decide what to delegate to that person? And this is very much an internal challenge. Delegate everything. When I tell you that, like, one of the most humbling lessons of business is that so few tasks actually have to be you. Lots of them will need your involvement, but most of them require you to start the task 5% at the beginning and end the task 5% at the end. Most of the in-between stuff does not have to be you. And I cannot tell you how much, like, headspace, creativity, intention, strategy I've been able to bring to my role because of having other people to help me do my job. And when I see that impact, like financially with the profit, those people always end up paying for themselves. And that's a really, really, really important lesson. So I would challenge you to delegate as much as possible, but also be clever with it. So like use AI as much as possible. I use call transcribers to join every single meeting that I have. Those call transcripts go straight to my PA. She reviews the transcript. She pulls out any action points, she drafts a follow-up email, and then it just comes to me to review. And so make sure that you are using AI and AI tools as often as possible to help you with those tasks. But I would challenge you to delegate as much as possible, as quickly as possible, before I move on to the next question. So the next question is, how did you find your PA? We live in the middle of nowhere. Is your PA remote? So my PA is actually the only team member of ours that is completely remote. All of the rest of our team are minimum 1 day a week in the office, and that wasn't intentional. I'd say it's important to say that it was not intentional. As in, I really love the team, like feeling like they have like a cohort and community together, but I found and knew the person beforehand and it just felt really, really right. Since then, however, I would say that I really have enjoyed the feeling of it being like, in my head, she's in like a helicopter and she just sits here and she sits here just for me. And I actually really like that. I feel like that's how it is in my head. Yeah, she is literally, I've got like the team here who report to me, and then she sits here and she's a little helicopter and she just helps me in my day-to-day life. So I don't think that you have to be in person at all. And again, I actually think sometimes it helps because we're just both getting shit done all of the time. Sorry, someone's messaged me saying they're going to be late to a 4 p.m. meeting because they're getting lunch. That is not giving well-being. Glad I'm not there. How do you deal with verification codes being sent to the boss's phone? To be honest, I feel like that's more of an accounting question rather than a PA question, because not that many verification codes get sent to my phone, I don't think, if I'm being stupid. Like, we use a lot of like authentication apps, which I've given her access to. So that's a very niche question, but it hasn't really impacted us very much at all. Someone's asked, did you find any awkwardness about sharing the way that you like things to be done? Absolutely not. As you can tell by the systems and process, I'm literally like boom, 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 boom. And I think one of the biggest misconceptions, especially as British people, is that people don't like being told what to do, or that it's awkward to tell people how you want something to be done. Oh my gosh, tell me how to do something. Literally tell me what to do. Being told what to do is so much easier than there being like ambiguity or not knowing. And through managing a team of 20, the biggest feedback I could ever give anybody if they're becoming a manager or a leader or like are taking on management responsibilities for the first time would be to be more explicit in what you want and how you want something to be done. When I think about the times in my life where I reported to someone and I felt very like, oh, I don't know if this is right, it was because I was not given instructions on what that person actually wanted from me. Again, I do feel like being a manager and being an employer is a muscle that you grow and that you build. And so I don't think, like, if you'd asked me this question like 3 or 4 years ago, I would have been like, I'm shy. Whereas now I'm like, no, like it's just better for everyone, better value for money, better for everything. And someone has asked, I'm about to advertise for my first staff member. I'm very cautious on who I hire. Good. You should be. Yeah, you should be cautious on who to hire. I think I sit on the board of lots of different businesses and do board meetings with lots of clients, and this is definitely one of the biggest causes of pain, but making those decisions really slowly and really intentionally will save you so much time. My biggest tips when you are looking and like deciding who to hire, especially for a role like a PA, because it's so like intimate and they're just working so closely with you, it being the right person is very, very important. And so my top tips here would be the 3 criteria that I am measuring in an interview are, do they get it? do they want it? And are they competent to do it? If they are those three things, you will be absolutely fine and you will not have problems. Do they get what you're about? Do they understand the ethos, the mission, the values, the focus, the vision, the 10-year goal of your business? Do they get it? We are very different to an accounting firm, a traditional accounting firm. And unless someone gets it, they'll probably hate working for us. So do they get it? Do they want it? Like, are they passionate about it? Are they driven? Like, a mantra of Strivex is that everybody wants to be here. And if you don't want to be here, that's absolutely fine. And we will exit you. But no. So do they get it? Do they want it? And are they competent? We need to be skills testing people. And so let me know in the comments if you want some like vibes or thoughts or ideas on like how to skills test. I definitely could have done a really good skills test for Stacey, and I could do a better one now because I didn't do it because I'd never had a PA before. So, and I knew her already. Anyway, my meeting person has arrived. It's actually the next day. My PA was off yesterday, so my day was very chaotic and I was just picking up the camera to answer some questions in between meetings. But this was just a bit of a call to action to give me your questions. Like, I want to know the questions that you guys have got when it comes to having a PA. If you want more content like this, like more deep dives into specific bits of the business, like please, please, please just word vomit your questions beneath this video. I would love to hear them, love to see them. Again, oversharing is my personality at this point. I love sharing the bits of business that lots of the time people just don't share and we just don't feel like we get access to. And so please, please, please give me the questions. Again, it's been a journey. Like, every single new role is a journey and we have to like build the role as we go. And I think that mindset is the thing that very, very much, like, if I could do everything again, I would do all of it with this attitude. And so, yeah, I hope this video helps you guys. Please let me know any follow-up questions that you've got. Thank you so much for spending another chaotic vlog with me, and I hope to see you again very soon.